What's going on, everybody? This is the first episode of the Banter podcast.
The very first official episode of the Banter podcast.
The first official one. I'm so excited, Tash.
Oh my god.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited, Kyle.
I'm Kyle Connolly.
And I'm Tash.
And we just wanted to say welcome to our inaugural episode.
Very first Banter podcast episode. Yeah, really exciting. So, first of all, I think we should explain who we are and how the Banter podcast got started. So, would you like to go first, Kyle?
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, my name's Kyle, and I'm at VU, currently doing a Bachelor of Youth Work, and Tash and I both go to the same university, so we carpooled together, and we had the crazy idea of doing a radio show in her car.
Which was just kind of like, to take the piss out of this,
Other radio stations.
Other radio stations like, Fox FM, that kind of thing.
Hashtag non-spons.
Hashtag very not spons.
Very not spons.
Yeah, and then it just kind of sort of became like our fun little on the way home thing. And yeah, then it just kind of developed into this, and a couple of weeks ago Kyle came at me and said, hey, do you want to make the Banter podcast a real thing? And
That's
here
right.
we are. We are here now.
That's right. So we're very excited to get this all up and running. Just to let you guys know, this is on SoundCloud, but obviously is being shared on Facebook. So whichever way you're listening to it, awesome. Like our Facebook page, follow us on SoundCloud, and keep up to date with us because we've got some awesome stuff coming soon.
Yep, definitely.
Surveys, giveaways, special celebrity guests.
We have giveaways?
Giveaways?
We have a budget for that?
We do.
Oh my god.
So how about we get into it? So first up, did you just want to talk about...
I didn't want to explain who I was at all, Kyle. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tash. You talk about you.
Oh, thank you. I'm very narcissistic like that. Yeah, anyway, so my name's Tash. I also go to VU. This is my second year. I'm doing a Bachelor of Creative Industries at both Footscray Park and Nicholson.
Versatile.
So versatile,
So
guys.
versatile.
I'm a Pisces and I love cats. There you go. That's me, pretty much. Nutshell. Yes, on to our first topic.
Yes. Pokemon Go.
Oh God,
Damn.
please no, Kyle.
I don't know very many people who don't have the app. I only know probably a handful who don't have the app.
I deleted the app.
You deleted the app.
I deleted the app.
Damn. Well, in the last week, we had there was a Pokemon Go stampede in Central Park. Essentially, a bunch of Poke fans were in Central Park. Poke fans.
They have a cult name,
We
guys.
have a cult name, guys. Hashtag PokeFan.
Oh God.
Get it trending. Okay, so Pokemon Go obviously is now the biggest mobile gaming app in US history and is one of the biggest in Australian history.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if they made like Grand Theft Auto? Go.
Oh God.
Your mission? Steal this car.
Steal this car. Jesus. I don't think that would end very well for anybody. I think that would end very well for anybody. But yeah, so a lot of people went into Central Park because of rare evolution of a Pokemon named Eevee.
Shout out to my friend Evie Jeevee, who also goes to VU.
But a rare evolution of Eevee named I'm gonna get this wrong, Vaporeon. But it's the water evolution of Eevee. I'm pretty sure. The cult is coming for me. But yeah, there was just a stampede trying to get this rare Pokemon. And so I wanted to pose the question to you, Tash. Well, I didn't know you got rid of the app, but when you did have the app...
I didn't get very far, Kyle, before I got kind of bored of it. Oh my God, the cult is coming for me. Oh, shit, no.
Do you think that, with an app like Pokemon Go, it's borderline...
Psychotic?
Not psychotic.
No?
I was going to say... obviously there's a lot of benefits to it. It gets people exercising, seeing their surroundings, but it's also getting a lot of people in trouble. We've heard of a death or two related to Pokemon Go.
Okay, I've never heard that far, but I've heard of people jumping other people's fences to get
Pokemon. And I think eventually we should talk about some of our favorite Pokemon Go stories. That would be great.
I don't have a favourite Pokemon Go story.
I've got a few that I've heard.
All I know is that we spent a lot of time in Lakes Entrance the other week playing Pokemon Go.
Go. Catch a Pokemon on the
Probably could have
Esplanade.
spent our time better. Well, Hayden could have at least.
Yep. Shout out to Hayden. But yeah, the game is obviously it's got a lot of pros and cons. One of the other things that came out, and I wanted to just talk about it briefly. There was a man who heard voices coming from the front of his house. He had a look out the window and he saw two boys.
I'm glad this is related to Pokemon Go and not a horror story. Thanks.
They were playing the app, but he didn't know they were playing the app at first, and he heard a conversation between two of the boys, and one of the boys turned around and said, "Did you get anything?" And the guy thought that his house had just been burgled. Now I think that this is in the US. I think it's in the US because then he grabbed a gun.
Of course.
He started yelling at the boys from his front door, and then as they ran to their car, he shot the car twice.
Wow.
So, and then obviously it was cleared up that it was Pokemon Go related, not burglary related. But then
those poor kids probably just got the scare of their
I
lives.
know. But then it makes you think, are we overstepping boundaries with this app?
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Pikachu ain't here.
Bloody hell, Gran Torino.
Oh, God. Okay, so then closer to home, Brighton Grammar School, obviously situated in Brighton. Police were investigating an Instagram account which was set up by students at the all-boys school. And the Instagram account shared photos of young girls without their knowledge.
I think I've actually heard of this, yeah.
The account was created by 2 Year 11 boys at Brighton Grammar School. And the page actually encouraged viewers to vote for the girls that were on the page for Slut of the Year.
Wow. I'm so glad I'm not in high school anymore. High school is a horrible place.
The page, to my knowledge, has been taken down.
As it should have been.
And the school is still determining what sort of punishment the two boys will receive. What's your opinion on this?
Honestly? Burn them at the stake.
Burn them at the stake.
There's no other
way.
Okay. No, just for boys to go out and say that kind of stuff about girls is honestly, like, there's a stage where you have to grow up. If you're in year 11, not everyone's like myself. I was very kind of reserved in year 11. We're all human beings, guys. Just respect each other and respect what everyone, It's like people sometimes say like, oh, she's got too much makeup on, she must be asking for it. Like it's like a common rape thing that people say. Or like her skirt was too short, she was asking for it, she must be a slut.
Yeah. Well, it is an interesting conversation because then you start going into rape culture and it's like, you having boys as young as, who are in year 11, so you're looking at about 16, 17, 18 years of age who are doing this to young girls and without their knowledge too. So I mean, I don't condone it, but
definitely not.
The school determining a punishment, that's entirely up to the school and the parents of the students, I think. And being at an all boys school, I've never been at an all boys school. I've always been,
You're always thinking that all girl schools would just be horrendous, but boys schools worse.
Well, they probably have nothing to look at, so they just do this kind of stuff.
Maybe. That's still no excuse, but maybe. Next
up, you have a story that you wanted to talk about.
Which particular story, Kyle? I've got a few.
It's entirely up to you.
So, kind of walking away from boys making slut of the year charts and stuff, trying to preoccupy themselves until they reach their exam periods. Kind of in terms of, I guess you could say, celebrity kind of like social media battles.
Oh, right.
Because both of these people are pretty famous and it's only just gone down within the last week, if not that.
You could argue that it's been going on since 2009.
No, this is a different one.
Oh.
This is very, very different.
Oh, a different one.
This is the last
Sorry,
week.
wrong set of celebrity. Wrong set of celebrity.
No.
Go on.
So if anyone is unsure, there's kind of like a spat going on between Jeffree Star and Kat Von D at the moment.
Yeah, did you want to explain who those people are for people listening who don't know?
Yes, I was going to.
Awesome.
Getting there, Kyle. Anyway, so Kat Von D, if you don't know, is like a tattoo artist. I'm pretty sure she's also just an artist in general, and she's got a bunch of different makeup lines and products and stuff like that. She's pretty much stocked like mostly in Sephora, but you can buy online as well. And then there's Jeffree Star. If you don't know who he is, he used to be a singer, and you recently created a line of makeup as well called Jeffree Star Cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have a few things on the way. I'm very excited to receive them.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and so recently, in the last couple of days, Kat come out with a couple of different posts saying how Jeffree hadn't actually paid the designer for his logo for all of his cosmetics.
Yep.
And pretty much made like a video and posted it to her millions of fans and supporters of, you know, her makeup line and stuff. Pretty much saying that Jeffree told her to go and bleep herself.
Oh, wow.
And said that, you know, like she didn't, you know, support like his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
When apparently he didn't pay the artist who helped come up with a concept for all of the logos on Jeffree Star's cosmetics and stuff. And then Jeffree today, while he's been on tour, has, I guess you could say, retaliated.
Yep.
With like his video saying that, you know, like there are two sides to every story. There's the truth, and then there's like their version.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't want to get involved in the politics in case either one manages to dig up this and find it.
Oh, wow.
Which
That'd be interesting.
That would be so interesting.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be so great. Jeffree, I love you. But
Kat, you're great too.
Kat, you are also great. I've never used any of your products, but you look great. I love your artwork. Yeah, so like it's kind of like social media just keeps on pushing forward these different fights between people, and it's just intense. It's intense, like the heat in this room. That's how intense it is.
A little bit.
So what do you think, Kyle? Do you think like you know, should celebrities as big as these two, especially because they're makeup creators and stuff,
Yep.
yeah, should celebrities really reach out to like their fans and stuff? Because in Jeffree's video, he said that because of Kat reaching out to her fans, that her fans have somehow managed to find like Jeffree's mum's phone number, his cousin's phone number, his boyfriend's phone number, everything like that. And yeah, like apparently they've all been receiving death threats and stuff too because of it. Do you think it's right that people use their influence for that kind of thing? It might not have been her actual intention. But...
Yeah. Look, for that kind of thing, no. But I feel like if you have earned the right to have fans, you respect them because they obviously respect you.
Yeah.
So if you're in a position where you have a significant amount of fans, like both of these people do, you should be able to use them as a way of making things better and not worse.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it.
And a lot of people on all kinds of social media. So this is on the video that Jeffree posted as his response. For the very first time, he said that he actually disabled comments on his video so that just random strangers couldn't actually argue with each other.
Oh, okay.
Because on his Twitter, lots of people, I will admit, I don't even have a Twitter, but I kind of scrolled through some of the comments and that, and just some of the comments just got really out of hand and just really dirty.
Yeah.
It's really unnecessary.
Well, trolls on the internet, especially on Twitter,
they don't just exist under bridges, guys.
No, they are
everywhere.
Relentless.
They're
relentless.
And they are relentless.
That's a nice segue, actually, to this next story.
Sure.
Star of the new Ghostbusters movie, Leslie Jones, which, by the way, we got a review for you. She quit Twitter yesterday after receiving mountains and mountains of hate from trolls on Twitter. People were sending her racial slurs. They were calling her names.
Just because she's in Ghostbusters?
It's because she's in Ghostbusters. There's such a hate toward this new film, and I don't understand it.
Wait. clear this up for me. Is this the chick off of Saturday Night Live?
This is the chick off Saturday Night Live. Leslie Jones is a hilarious woman.
All right, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
She's very funny. I just have to say my favourite sketch from her that I've ever seen that made me piss myself laughing is when Tracy Morgan was on and they did Family Feud.
Oh my god.
Tracy Morgan and Leslie Jones played an ex-couple. She was on the Family Feud side with her 3 kids, and then he was there with his new wife and 2 new kids.
Oh my god.
And it was hilarious. She was the funniest part of that sketch. It was hilarious. Go watch it. We'll probably link it to our Facebook.
We can find it, yeah.
I'll find the video and link it to our Facebook page.
My favourite part is when they do like the news reading, and she always sits there and gives her news readings.
Yes.
And like she's always takes a piss out of it, and like she gets so angry and fired up, and it really speaks to me on an emotional level.
She's very funny. She's very talented, and it was actually before she was on Saturday Night Live. Chris Rock actually found her doing stand-up.
Oh, really?
So,
an amazing origin story.
That's right. And he pushed for her to be on Saturday Night Live. She auditioned. She got in. So, I mean, just, kudos to Chris for finding such an amazing talent. Well done.
Round of applause.
Clap.
Claps, guys.
But anyway, she's quit Twitter because of all of these, racial slurs and derogatory comments going to her on Twitter. And one of the ones that I've seen, and it's been circulating, because I think she actually retweeted it just to show people that this is going on. The caption read something along the lines of, your Ghostbusters isn't the first one to include a gorilla or a monkey.
Wow.
And it had a picture of 2 guys and then a monkey, comparing Leslie Jones to a gorilla or a monkey.
That is appalling.
That kind of stuff's just terrible, and I don't condone that in any way, shape, or form. I think it's terrible, especially for someone who's really talented like her.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's amazingly
talented. For anyone to throw any kind of hatefulness towards anybody, so wrong.
As she was saying that, she did actually send out a couple of tweets before she left Twitter, and one of the ones she sent out said something along the lines of, I'm leaving with tears, and she's disheartened because so many people are hating on her just because she's doing a movie.
Yeah.
She had the opportunity to have a job. She got paid for it. The movie's not terrible. It's a good film.
Is it not that bad?
It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's actually, it has incredibly funny moments. And one of the funniest, I think the top 3 moments for me in that film, Leslie Jones was in 2 of them. And her character Patty is just incredibly funny. And she's an incredibly funny woman. And I don't understand why there's hate. It's just people, I think they've been hating on the movie so much that it then now goes over to the actors.
I think it's just a lot of people think that you should just leave good things where they lay. But a lot of directors now are kind of, you've noticed it with like Jurassic World, Ghostbusters, a couple of other movies that have come out as well, where directors are just reimagining their favourite childhood films. And they're just recreating them for, like, who doesn't love that disgusting throwback to the 80s and stuff? I mean, like, the recordings were just fantastically disgusting.
That's right. The visual effects. Oh
God, those
amazing.
FX. Oh, God, guys.
But no, like a good case, I understand what you're saying. A good case of that is earlier on in the year, Jon Favreau, who famous for directing the first 2 Iron Man films, he directed the live action / CGI version of The Jungle Book. I like that more than the original animated one. It's amazing.
Really?
I do. I don't know.
Never went and saw it.
What, you haven't seen it?
No.
No?
Never went and saw it.
It's very good. I like it. It was a good film. The choice of actors were good in it, like Christopher Walken.
I think you mean Christopher Runnin.
Christopher Runnin. He was run into the bank after that film. That film earned, I think, $1 billion.
Christopher Danson.
Oh, God.
Christopher Kleiman.
That's a good ad. I like that advert.
That's a really good ad. Has nothing to do with the product.
Nothing to do with the product
so good.
at all, but it's great. Have you, what's next to talk about?
Well, there's the movie review. You can actually review it.
I'm going to actually review Ghostbusters. That's later on.
I can't say anything on it because I haven't actually gone and seen it yet.
Well, you can give us your perception of like what you you know, what you think based on trailers and what other people have said.
Just from watching the trailer, it does actually look pretty good, because doesn't it have Kristen Wiig in it as well?
It does have Kristen Wiig.
God, I love her. She's also my spirit animal, aside from cats.
How many spirit animals do you have?
I have a lot of spirit animals.
You have quite a few? Okay.
I have so many spirit animals. Violet Chachki, Miss Fame, Ginger Minch.
Jesus.
All that kind of stuff. Lots of drag queens.
All
actually.
drag queens, okay.
Pretty much all drag queens. Very obsessed with RuPaul's Drag Race at the moment. Though I will admit, I'm not up to date on season 8.
Damn.
I'll be there in a couple
You'll
of
be there.
weeks. We've already kind of covered, you know, Pokemon Go. Sometimes causing car crashes as well as people jumping fences.
People jumping fences. Now, what about you? Wanted to talk about Melania Trump at the GOP convention in America.
Jesus Christ! So I was kind of off of my hiatus from Facebook the other day, and first thing I see pop up is a side-by-side comparison of Michelle Obama's speech next to Mr. Donald Trump's wife. Yes, word for word, exactly the same. It's like that little kid when you were like in year 10 who used to just copy their essays off the internet.
Yep.
Or steal them from another kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kid used to get all the credit and you got none.
And you got none.
That's exactly what it was. And I think it's a disgrace that someone like that can't even think of the proper things to say. And has to mooch off someone else.
The whole GOP convention, in my opinion, when they had the Republicans come out, Donald Trump coming out to Queen's We Are the Champions. Just the white backdrop, his silhouette, and then the smoke. He looked like Beyonce when she came in for the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
The new Queen Bee.
Jesus. Queen D. DT.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
God.
shocking. Don't make
We
that
should
a
get
thing.
that trending.
No, please don't trend. Please don't hashtag the Banter podcast in that trend.
But, you know, actually, just quickly sidestepping over to Donald and, you know, his entrance music, he's been using Queen's songs without their permission. And they're kind of firing back. They're like, Donald, you need to stop using our music. We're not endorsing you. Just back off.
Trump, you're so old. You should know that the copyright laws are about your age. You have to wait your age until they're dead, and then you can use their music. So wait until everyone from Queen passes away, and then another 60 years, bam, you're good.
Well, that doesn't help when he's doing presidency.
No.
Going for president
now,
does it?
That should actually be a good statement, though. Trump, if you're around in another 80 years, go for president then.
Well done. But no, just go back to Melania Trump. I feel like I watched both speeches. I watched the original one by Michelle Obama.
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like some kind of salmonella. Like her name.
Melania. She's from Slovenia. Slovenia?
Is it Slovakia?
It might be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fact checker? Is it? What is it?
Yugoslavia.
It's not Yugoslavia. Is it?
Yugoslavia.
Is she from Yugoslavia? There you go. Damn.
Thanks,
okay. Thank you, fact checker.
Oh my god. I failed geography.
You failed you. I didn't even take it.
Oh, God.
But no, I think
we need to print off a world map and just stick it up in here.
we do need to do that, just so we got our facts right. But luckily we got our fact checker for that. Thank you, fact checker. Well done.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
But no, just going back to Mrs. Trump. I don't think that it's all her fault though, because when your husband is going for the presidency and you're going to become the first lady, you hire people to help you write speeches.
Okay,
and I feel like
but the people that you hire to help you write speeches should not just be copying and pasting other people's speeches.
I think that maybe sabotage might be involved. I think maybe there's someone within the Trump campaign that's trying to make things worse for them.
Kudos to that saboteur.
Look, fair enough. There are a lot of people around the world who don't like Donald Trump and don't like what his plans are for America, because really he doesn't have a lot of good plans.
I feel like he's like the Clive Palmer of the US. Like if he just come out one day and did what Clive Palmer did and just, I want to build a replica of the Titanic in the Sydney Harbour, you know, that kind of thing. He'd probably have so many Americans, yeah, let's do that, yes. What's the point?
It's like, why?
Why? Why do we need another replica of the Titanic? We all saw the movie. We all know what happened in history. All went down.
Maybe that one won't
Downhill.
go down. Or maybe that will go down. Maybe that's the point.
Maybe that's the whole point. Let's just waste a couple of $1 million, guys.
Yeah. But no, look, I think that everyone hating on Melania, look, there's a lot of hate going on in this episode, isn't there?
There's so much hate.
Yeah, look, I think Melania, I don't think it's all her fault. I think that she has people now who should, even if they're not just writing the speeches, did no one actually listen to the speech beforehand and go, hang on a second, that sounds incredibly familiar. Yeah.
That sounds so familiar right now.
Who else do we know that said that? But yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure whether or not it's sabotage, but I think possibly it could be.
Oh my god! Wait, I've just seen something amazing. We're about to skip ahead a couple of things.
What have you seen?
Sharing Netflix passwords could become a crime.
Yes.
What?
We had to talk about that.
What?
So there was a case in the US between two work colleagues. Long story short, they were in violation of a Privacy Act, which Netflix also shares, talking about sharing passwords. So Netflix...
Guys, it's a password for
Netflix
a reason.
abides by a Privacy Act, which states that if you share your password with someone, you and the other person could be liable for, for an arrest or for being charged. Because there was some sort of, there was an incident with two people in a business. It involved one of them giving a password to another colleague, and then I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Stuff got leaked out, and then there was a court case about it, and then they found that same Privacy Act is something that streaming services use. So, but the article that I read, which talked about it, they did say you're not going to get fined if you or arrested if you share your Netflix password with your mum or with your dad or your spouse.
My grandma has got my Netflix password, and they have their own profile on our Netflix. And I don't even think they use it anymore.
My grandparents have they share my Netflix.
I kind of maybe very persuasively convinced my parents to get Netflix for us. So I went through a stage where I was obsessed with H2O, just that water.
Oh jeez.
After it was taken off of the Disney Channel.
Talk about Australian drama.
Oh, quality Australian drama. It's up there with like Neighbours and...
It's up there with Neighbours, Home and Away.
That's the other one.
So yeah, what's your take on that? Sharing Netflix passwords could be a crime.
It's a password for a reason, guys. It's actually a password for a reason. It's like we've just given my sister a password for her iPad, and she goes around and telling everyone what it is. Her iPad is is like 6666 or something. And I was like, well, you're lucky it's not 3 6s, man.
Lucky it's not 3 6s. That could be bad.
There'd be something very, very wrong with this family.
Oh god.
Yeah, but like the whole reason of having a password is so that just people can't get into your stuff.
That's
It's kind of a redundant statement. Oh yeah, you'll put a password on my Netflix. Here you go, my colleague, have my password.
That's right.
Like if you're giving it to someone in good faith, then
if they're in the same house as you, or if they're like your grandparents or a cousin, then
So I'd never give my Netflix password to a person.
Now we do have a guest that I want to bring on after this next story. But because I want to do there's kind of like a little sadder story, and then we'll do a higher up ones when the guest comes. Just get an extra opinion in.
We got to go on our dip down before we go back up.
Yeah, sad. I saw this yesterday. I didn't believe it. But Lady Gaga and Taylor Kinney, after 5 years, TMZ reported that they split up. And
I sound like a smoker.
Anyone who knows me knows.
Or Tash.
Anyone who knows myself or Tash knows of our love for this woman.
Not love. Like, I'd probably turn lesbian for Lady Gaga. That's a little bit more than love.
Well done.
That's probably a little bit more obsessed.
That's a little bit more of an obsession than I think you realise.
I think I realise I have a problem.
But no, TMZ reported that for the last couple of months, and if you look at Instagram photos and paparazzi photos, Lady Gaga hasn't been wearing her engagement ring. Which in my mind, I was like, fair enough, you've got this engagement ring worth thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't want to lose it when you're traveling. You leave it at home.
My dad swallowed his engagement ring once. He had to wait for it to...
He swallowed his
pass.
engagement ring. He swallowed his I don't... Okay.
Oh, God.
Did he mistake it for a Mentos? What?
I don't know.
What? Oh, what's this gold thing with a hole in the middle? It's a gold donut. It's a very gold, thin donut.
Golden donut.
But, yeah, so TMZ were reporting that, and I was... In my mind, I was like, okay, I'm not going to believe any of this until I hear it from their mouths. Lady Gaga posted a photo on Instagram with her and Taylor, like, arm in arm, and just showed their backs. And I'm like, oh, she's showing that they're tighter than ever.
Well,
but then I read the caption underneath, and she was saying that they were on a break. And I was like, well, okay.
Okay, guys.
What's your take on that?
I think it's kind of sad. I really
Sad?
like Lady Gaga. But, upside means she's single.
Oh, Jesus. Well, no, look, they both love each other, and I mean, they have to deal with going long distance.
I could only imagine how horrible it would be, like living a life like that where you can't even step out of your house in a bloody meat dress without the paparazzi being all over.
I know,
you know?
Jesus, I just want to wear my beef, guys.
I can't even express myself without you being everywhere. Like,
I just want to wear my beef in peace.
I want to just wear whatever I want to wear.
That's
if
right.
I want to put myself entirely in sparkles like Bianca Del Rio did,
Jesus.
just let me do it.
All right.
But yeah, it'd be pretty hard with, like the paparazzi and TMZ and MTV and all that
That's
kind of
right.
stuff everywhere.
Alrighty. Now on to something a little bit not so sad, but kind of overwhelming.
Mellowing out, yes.
Youth unemployment in Victoria. In Australia as a whole. Now, before we talk about this, I wanted to please welcome our first ever guest to the Banter podcast. He's a friend of both of ours.
Yep.
And he's currently also a student here at Victoria University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Joshua Worsley. How are you doing, Josh? Woo!
Good, thanks, guys. How you guys going?
All right.
He did not expect
By the way,
to
I
be
was
put on
the
here.
fact checker.
You were the fact checker. Thank you for checking our facts. Thank you very much, Josh.
Very appreciated.
Now,
Happy to be on the show, guys.
You didn't even know that you were going to be on the show. We kind of discussed it on the way
came
here.
up to Building C and
yep.
just randomly,
Just going to
bumped
be
into you guys and
going to be the fact checker today, guys. Didn't
Yep.
realize I was going to be actually on the show.
Given my opinions.
And not just facts.
No, given opinions and facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, firstly, what do you do here at Victoria University, Josh?
Well, I study here full time, Bachelor of Psychology, with honours program as well for a fourth year. It's been great so far. The first half of the semester's been really good, and yeah, looking forward to the semester coming up. So,
Oh, good.
yeah, it's
And how long is your course?
I
4 years. 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that the both of you, this is your first year of uni.
Yeah.
I'm like the veteran in the room. This is my second year. I keep
This is your
forgetting.
second
I
year.
feel like we all graduated at the same time. I'm so ashamed of myself.
Oh,
I think VU is an awesome place. It's really good.
it is an awesome place.
Yeah.
Hashtag possible spons.
Hashtag please.
Please
spons.
spons. Yeah. So, going to the story.
Back, reeling it back in, guys, like a fishing reel.
Reeling it back in. Youth unemployment.
Youth
I wanted to talk
unemployment.
about. Young people in Australia actually make up 18.6% of the Australian population. So almost 20% of the population are people aged between 12 and 25.
That's me.
So
That's me.
that's all of us. We all young people. We're all. I was gonna say we're all unemployed. We have all been unemployed at one
We've all
stage.
been unemployed at
You're
one
both
stage.
employed.
Everybody's
I'm
been
employed.
unemployed, and I think that's a typical adolescence thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people need to start, taking the bull by the horns and kind of going out and applying themselves more, and we can kind of decrease that percentage a little bit, because that, people just become another statistic otherwise if
Yeah.
it just keeps on increasing. But I think things like youth allowance. It's a very hard system to be part of.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, personally, I've applied for youth allowance and things like that, and it's just been unsuccessful. It's hard. You need to meet certain criteria, and I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it should be a lot more easier for people.
It's kind of, I know it's very difficult. I've also applied for some youth allowance. It's kind of hard because I feel like those people, they don't understand that, like, yes, well, sometimes I do get petrol money from my mum. Like, my wardrobe isn't exactly funded by my parents. My obsession with makeup isn't exactly funded by my parents. You know, like, just wanting to go and hang out with my friends.
Many makeups that you have.
My many makeups. I have a lot of makeups.
Oh,
I have 2 full drawers of makeups, guys.
Yep.
And I think also with, even if a person applies for youth allowance or something from Centrelink to get unemployment benefits, you know, it shouldn't just be unemployment benefits. It should be, okay, you could have a part-time job or a casual job, but if you're,
Not
so if
earning
you've
a
had,
certain amount.
like I think I discussed with you guys earlier about like tax return and all that, and it was, yeah, you should be eligible if you still work.
Yeah.
And I think like if you're still partaking in minimum wage work, you should be able to be eligible for it. It's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people want to study, a lot of people want to take on apprenticeships and things like that. So I think they should have their rights in that.
Definitely. Now, do you think though, just go back to the fact that, you know, young people need to grab the bull by the horns, as you said. Do you think that it's young people not bothering to try as much anymore because the youth unemployment rate is so high, or do you think there's a different factor going on?
Well, I think a lot of people that term, the dole and everything that's going on today, I think a lot of people are taking it for granted and are not wanting to go out and apply. And just it's a strenuous thing. It's a very what should I say, very pressuring by peers and family to kind of go out there and start looking for more work, but it does pay off in the long run. You'll eventually get that phone call, and you might not have to worry about things like youth allowance, because that's when it becomes overwhelming and burdening, because when you have to go there, fill out a whole bunch of paperwork, you know, get your parents' income details, things like that. It's just, it's a wrong thing. But was there another part of that question?
No, it's just that, no, I agree with what you're saying. No, there's no other part of the question. No, I agree with what you're saying. I think that, in large part, it's small businesses afraid of hiring young people because of their inexperience. You know, the way that the world is today, it's eat or be eaten, I think, in my opinion.
You need the qualifications.
Yeah.
You need those requirements. Hospitality is massive. It requires at least 3 certificates, but the certification isn't going to get you there. You know, you need a little bit of experience to back it up. And, you know, an employer might pay attention to that aspect of the resume. They might say, okay, this person has experience. Let's give him a call, get him an interview, and then that really like boosts the morale a little bit. It boosts your confidence, and it's a really good thing.
It's definitely hard when you've got bigger corporations who would rather hire a 15-year-old than a 19 or 20-year-old as well. And I think that's kind of half the reason why the statistic might be so high as well, because a lot of people can be disheartened. I know I was a lot when searching for a job the last couple of years. Since I turned 15, it's really hard because the older that you get, like, the more difficult it is to get a job, because people would just, I'll just pay the $12 minimum wage to a 15-year-old rather than paying, I think it's like $15 or something for a 19-year-old for the minimum wage.
And that's what I mean by the, you know, eat or get eaten for businesses, because they probably think to themselves, okay, do I take a risk on this 18, 19-year-old who hasn't had a job yet, but who assures me that they're going to do a great job, or do I hire this 15-year-old who I only have to pay $12 an hour? And if they don't do well, I'll hire another 12-year-old until I get the right. Another 12-year-old, sorry. Another 15-year-old.
Honey,
I got
the minimum working
wrong.
age is 14 and 8 months.
I got the 9 months
or whatever it is.
the age wrong. I was thinking $12 and I said 12 years of age.
Oh my god, that's criminal.
I do think there's an issue with this, like the quality of work. and then the quantity, and then that meaning how old the people are to work, and that, as Tash, you mentioned, younger
People.
Yeah.
Younger.
So your 14-year-olds, your 15-year-olds, those that are just like wanting to apply. It's like the first resume they've handed out, and it's it's my first job kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really has to do with the employer and how much they want to spend, and it comes down, if it's a small business, it's their fault for wasting their money on other things and not really putting it into more important things like the quality of work, the staff that are well trained and have got the certifications. So, and we have a phone ringing, guys.
Oh no!
I did mean to put it on the carpet.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Oh, silence.
Sorry, Maz. If you're listening to this, which I'm sure you are, that was just you calling, and we are not picking up.
I'm sorry, Mum. I'm really, really sorry. Normally, I know I'm gonna have about 5 more missed calls from you. I'm so sorry.
I really feel like the unemployment thing is going to link to a Pauline Hanson
Probably.
aspect.
But
That is so weird that you say that.
Oh,
She's
well,
the next topic.
Because now
Speaking of that gorgeous woman,
I was just gonna say one last thing on.
do we need a fact check?
Do we need a fact?
fact check
The
on
fact
Pauline
on
Hanson.
The fact check that she's gorgeous. Is that what we're? Sorry, Pauline.
Sorry, Pauline. We love you. Kind
No, I
of.
was going to say one more thing on like the unemployment rates as well. Like I know a couple of years ago after I came out of my job in the first kids clothing shop that I worked in.
Yes.
Pumpkin patch.
No.
That was my life.
Oh my god! Do you remember those do you remember those stress balls that used to have like it was like a weird kind of like disease? Those were the best. I used to just cut all of the little things. No, but what I was gonna say is like when I came out of my first job, I must have been about like 16, maybe 16, nearly 17, I think.
Yep.
And like even I applied for McDonald's, which everyone knows is a gigantic corporation and everything. It's in every single country of the world, I'm pretty sure.
That's right.
And like even that, just because of the fact that I was 16, nearly 17, they didn't hire me. Yeah. But then like I have friends that have been there since they were 15, then they stayed until they were about 20, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's
to
kind of
bluntly put it and say, no, you're not old enough, or you're not meeting this, or we can't have you because
or you're too old.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the right thing to do.
Kind of a disgrace.
Yeah.
I suppose we've all had experiences, whether with applying and they've denied the applications or the resumes, but then we've also, it's a learning curve to constantly
try to put yourself out there.
Try multiple jobs, and if things happen in the workplace and you're no longer there and they say, okay, thanks for your work, but we don't need you, it's a learning experience. You can keep moving on, and you build off it.
You do.
But I think with this issue, it's a lack of people wanting to put in effort, looking for something. There's a lot of reliance lately, a lot of issues with parents don't wanting kids involved anymore because they're kind of burdening financially.
Yeah.
So that's a big issue. That's probably not the biggest, but
it's kind of not wanting to let
factor.
go of the safety blanket in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like my safety blanket.
I like my safety blanket too. I've had the same safety blanket since I was 4.
But
I love that blanket.
That blanket is so worn down.
My blanket there's a Bob the Builder, so it's always been there.
That blanket though.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
time, whenever I've slept on your couch,
you go to my house, the Bob the Builder blanket.
whenever I've slept on your couch, that's my blanket. That's my blanket that I
We
sleep
all
with.
share our comfort blankets, guys.
That's right. Oh,
gosh.
interesting you brought up Pauline Hanson before
Back
because
to
she's our
Pauline.
next topic. Now, before people start hating on us in the comments, we all share
Please don't
different
hate.
views on Pauline Hanson.
From the very beginning, even like when the election, like when they were candidates and everything, I thought there was nothing wrong with her. I thought she was
No.
she was
only
only
a
person I
s-
had a problem with was the bloody Liberal Party.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look
We
where
all,
that
we all
turned.
numerous programs on the news channels and Foxtels had their different seminars of what they wanted to do to improve Australia, and very honest, paid attention to what they had to say, but it just didn't really occur to me that the election would turn out the way it did.
Oh, I didn't think it turned out. I didn't think it would turn out the way it did either. It was such a nail biter, and I think I was actually thinking that we were going to go to the polls again.
Yeah.
I was thinking they were going to turn around, they were going to say we're doing it all over again. But people would have voted the same way, I think.
Yeah.
Not me personally, because I had no idea of all the going in, especially
This is
not voting.
This is my first year voting, and I just kind of looked at the ballot sheet and just went,
My
"Whoa."
first voting as well.
Like going
I think
in,
there's an issue with that.
I'm not sure about YouTube, but going in, I only knew of 3 parties. The Australian Labor Party, the Liberal Party, and the Greens.
Oh, that was me.
I had no idea Darren Hinch had a party. I didn't even know Clive Palmer's thing was still around.
Neither did I.
Pauline Hanson I didn't know about. The sex party I'd heard of before. Pirate Party I remember hearing about in primary school and going, let's all just vote for them.
Free bounty for everybody.
Arr.
Arg.
Arg.
Communism.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, well, I heard there was a great deal of there was just this unrest where people heard about the health party.
I heard about
on the
them.
ballot paper. There was something with the health party. They wanted to ban vaccinations, but I think a lot of people
Yeah.
I don't feel like a lot of people did
Tick
their
that
research.
box.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
vaccinations.
They want to
See-
ban vaccinations. It's a similar. Yeah, they got a similar ideal to the Greens. The Greens want to get rid of that medical side of things, like the environmentally harmful.
See, the thing is, though, on the topic of vaccinations, before we actually address Pauline Hanson properly,
We have to have a bit of a build
building
up.
We're building up.
We're
We're just
very-
letting all
We're giving
hate.
you all
See,
listening a
Very
chance to grab your iced teas, your cokes, your coffees, your
And
V's.
down
and
to
as a-
Gloria
and
Jeans.
As a fact checker, I've been paying attention to the theme of F1. And
oh yeah, yeah.
It has been hate.
Right.
We're gonna have to think of a new theme for Ep 2. Anyway, on the topic of vaccinations and stuff, like I haven't heard much of it in like the actual news lately, but I remember a couple of years ago it was massive when
That was
like
huge.
mums didn't want to
huge
give their
debate.
kids like the flu vaccinations and stuff because it can cause autism and that. Like, but like if you look at the general population of us all here, pretty sure everyone in here has a flu vaccination, right?
Apparently, I have. Yeah.
Right.
Well, with all
Apparently.
the trips overseas to
Yeah.
Thailand and Bali, you're gonna need something like
Okay,
that.
all right, good. Okay, so if someone
You're gonna need
sneezes,
that.
someone sneezes, we'll be all good.
We'll be all good, guys. No bird flu in here.
No. Oh my god.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the swine flu?
Swine flu,
Do you-
Mexico.
oh my god. If it wasn't for that ventilation right up there, this would be the best place for, what is it? A zombie apocalypse.
Yes, but we could just get rid of it.
Oh, damn it, the door has a handle on it that they can use.
Well,
Forget
we
it.
Get a lock.
Yep, true. It'll get very hot in here. You'll
Yeah,
find
it
in
would.
winter. It is winter, but it's sunny outside.
Are you forgetting that we're 5 stories up?
That's also a good point. That's also a very, very good point. I don't think I want to be jumping out that window.
No,
Maybe if you aim yourself into the little fountain that's over there.
that's
So
right.
we're giving you a description of Victoria University's Transparent Park campus,
Okay.
ladies
And
gentlemen.
yes, on the other side you'll find Building P, where the cafeteria also is, and there's also a cafeteria in Building M across the way. Anyway, vaccinations and stuff. I remember seeing. like,
Yeah,
this-
I don't really think with that autism concept. I don't
It
think
can't even be true.
no,
Like,
it's not.
of all the people that
It's
got a
more.
flu
It's
vaccination,
a predisposition. It can't be caused. It's passed down eventually. Well, that's what I know it to be. But no,
Yeah.
it's the wrong.
you just. Yeah, I think it was just so, like, I saw a picture, like, there's people who like to make, like, little memes, and the
Mems.
the memes.
The memes.
The memes. Yeah, no, there was like this picture and it was like, no, this is a vaccination to cure autism. And it was like a mum who was very anti-vaccination, and it was just her face was like all screwed up and everything. It was like, ignorance intensifies. And I really had a good laugh about it. And I just, like, I thought to myself, I haven't heard of anyone really, like, dissing vaccinations for a while now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it still runs in every single doctor's office.
Probably. I mean, probably if you have a child, you go, should I vaccinate my child? I don't know if I should. I've heard all this kind of stuff. I mean, I know that myself and my girlfriend, we've had conversations about vaccination. We both had... Do you hear that, Megan? Had different opinions. Had.
Oh, no.
That she told me, she gave me some facts. She's my fact checker. And and she told me, some facts that she knows. And I see now I had the wrong opinion on the situation.
What was your opinion to begin with?
I thought vaccinating your child should be their decision.
Okay, you can't really. When my sister got vaccinated at like the age of, there's like a chart that you get when
Yeah.
you have a kid, and like it's like you have to get them vaccinated like at 3 months or 6 months or something like that, and then they just keep going.
Yeah.
You can't ask a 6-month-old, "Do you want to be stabbed with a needle, honey?" Like that doesn't.
You get lollipop after.
You get some pretty band-aids. Like I think they have these things called like butterfly needles, where it looks like a butterfly, and they just like press it into their legs.
I don't think boiled lollies with 6-month-old babies.
No.
Would be a great
You
idea,
know.
Kyle.
Take him to sovereign houses
Meg.
and boiled lollies.
I don't think you and Meg will be having babies for a while. if that's your opinion.
If that's the opinion.
That's the opinion. You should just give hard-boiled lollies to your babies.
Speaking of opinions, we're getting back to it. Do you like the segue? Hashtag segue.
So sidetracked.
All right. I have to just say, because we've got like three more.
But wasn't vaccinations a Pauline Hanson issue?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I
Anyway,
can't
all right.
remember.
I just kind of brought up vaccinations because I could.
The rest of her policies have kind of been overshadowed with the whole Muslim debate that Pauline has been having.
Islamophobia.
Islamophobia,
That's what she's
Jesus.
calling
Oh no.
But I just wanted to discuss a couple of in the last week. Pauline Hanson went to the Indigenous Arts Festival in Cairns.
If you don't know who Pauline Hanson is, I'm pretty sure, like I'm 98% positive that she's the lady who is like, please explain.
That is please
That's
explain.
the one.
That is please
She's also
explain.
98%, or I think it's like 1/13 Aboriginal. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like
That's another
me.
fact checker sitting here.
Fact checker.
Pulled out another one.
Fact checker.
Right out of the thin air. in this
it was
group.
on. Have you been paying attention?
Sadly, I have not.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Sadly, I have a very short attention span when
Short
it comes to
attention
news.
Inspiration of mine. That show.
But no, she was coming out of the arts centre in the last week, and Murundu Yana, and I hope I'm saying his name right. He's an Indigenous leader. He shouted from the top of the steps at Pauline Hanson, calling her names. One of them was a racist redneck, and saying derogatory things to her as she was heading toward her car.
Mm-hmm.
Either the following day or the day after that, Pauline Hanson then put a video up on her One Nation Please Explain page.
Oh my god, she's got a page called Please Explain.
I'm pretty sure it's Pauline Hanson One Nation
Fact checker.
Please Explain.
Is that
Is that the name of her page? Is it? I'm pretty sure it is. It has the certified blue tick on it, so I'm pretty sure it's her.
No.
But she posted a video saying that she wasn't angry. She wasn't angry at Murundu because she applauded his right of free speech. She didn't agree with what she was saying. She said we both fight for the same things,
I thought it would have been keep the bastards honest.
Keep the bastards honest.
Isn't that her thing? I'm not too sure it's her motto.
I don't know. I think
Might have
that's
been.
kind of everyone at the moment. It's like, God, just don't lie, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone, tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Truth serum, truth tea.
I think.
Do you swear
I
to
think
tell the
this-
truth and nothing but the truth?
To help you. Ooh.
Something, God.
Something. I do.
Damn it, I didn't go to the police academy.
We're going to a judiciary topic now, guys.
That's right. But no, she was just talking about how she's not really angry at him. She applauds his right to free speech, that kind of stuff. And it brings up an interesting argument. Murundu Yana, being an Indigenous leader, I mean, I had no idea who he was before this happened. Probably people who hate Pauline Hanson respect him and go, yeah, you tell her. But in my opinion, I think it's wrong for him to do in his position of power. He's an Indigenous leader. And I mean, obviously Pauline Hanson has had a bit of a checkered history with the Indigenous population of Australia, as well as the Asian population of Australia, and now recently the Muslim and Islamic population of Australia. There's a lot of populations. She's kind of infamous. Just Murundu Yana to me now seems like someone who doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he should say those types of things in the power that he has. I mean, obviously he has the right to free speech,
Yeah.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
But
Like,
was
do you
it?
know?
Yeah, but was it like was he prompted to say those things, or did he just randomly throw out there? Well,
No,
you're
she
a
was
racist redneck"?
She was walking down the steps to her car, and he was standing up the top of the steps at the art center, shouting down things at her, calling her a racist redneck.
Okay. So she didn't actually like ensue any of it. She didn't actually start any of it.
Not as far as I know. No, as far as I know, she just kind of
Walked past him.
The video looks like she was walking to her car. It looked as though they were in the art center together.
Nah.
And then as she was walking to her car, he was shouting those things at her. So
I assume that in this particular instance, he's probably wrong, and I hate to say it, but like I understand that her history, her very prominent history,
very prominent history.
could certainly, you know, like.
I think her idea, her opinion is, it's patriotic, but it's just gone overboard in a sense. And I think he had every right to say that, because the Indigenous Australians obviously are our, you know, they are the real Australians. It doesn't matter, but we're in a country of ethnicity, diversity.
We're very multicultural.
We're very, very past the white Australian policy.
Her biggest policy is, if you're not working, if you're not taking part in like paid work or labour, there's literally no purpose for you to live in Australia. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, I agree with that
If
too.
you're not at least, you know, having a crack in the workforce, then there's no place. So I'm sorry, there's just no. I support her all the way, but it's the way she carries out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's the way she carries out that
It's just
idea.
the way you come across.
I've said that ever since.
She comes across as a racist pig, and also, and I hate to say that, but it is
It's a very
totally.
hateful episode.
Ooh, damn!
Yeah,
gonna
we
think
go
of some
back to
wider
our
news.
theme, hate, don't we?
We should change it to the the hateful banter podcast. No,
The hateful podcast.
the hateful
No,
podcast.
he, as a traditional Australian man, is 100% has a right to say that. He's,
Oh, yeah,
he's
definitely.
entitled to his own opinion, as anybody else would be in Pauline Hanson in a political sphere. But yeah, she's just taken it a step too far, and she's mocked the Australian culture.
Yep.
And is turning a Muslim society's, or you know, an Asian society, a Buddhist society's perspective on Australia into just a real
It's sad, because I think that, I mean, I've said it ever since election day when she got voted in. I think that
How was she even voted
what
in?
she wants to do and what she's aiming to do, I think
I think they're two very different things.
I look, just my opinion on her is
Why
that
why
I
does
think
she
she
need-
has a vision.
Yeah.
A vision that most Australians would get behind
Yeah.
if she put it across better.
Yeah.
If she wasn't so... She kind of wants to turn Australia against minorities, in a sense. That's what it looks like she's doing. That might not be what she's doing. She wants to create one nation. She wants to create an Australia that is... I mean, obviously Australia has always been a multicultural society, but I feel like she wants
Let's just overlook those white Australia policies.
Yes. But no, look, I think that it's just the way that she comes across that makes her very unlikable and makes her look like a racist. And
Well, I think as any politician would want to do, you know, they'd want to ensure, you know, the prosperity in a nation and things like that. But also Pauline Hanson, linking back to that adolescent unemployment issue, I think she wants to limit the amount of immigration coming through to prevent the likelihood of jobs being taken, and you know, students who are completing VCE are going to have an opportunity to find employment, or you know, university students on their time off have more opportunities. You know what I mean? Instead of, you know, we're back to that situation of younger adolescents need to be unemployed because it's a money issue. So she's very concerned for jobs and employment.
well,
Which is something I'm supportive of. But as you said, Kyle, it's a perspective. She's putting Australian cultural perspective into, say, Muslim culture minorities, and they're thinking, okay, this is the wrong action.
Yeah. Which is the wrong way to go about it.
Exactly.
It's the wrong way to go about it, and I don't agree with what she's doing. And a lot of people are hating on it. I mean, she's not a stranger to hate. She's been getting hate for over 20 years because of what she's been saying.
Yeah.
Someone who... Now, I wanted to leave this one till last. This is... Generally, the Banter podcast is going to be an hour-long show. This is going to go overtime.
Very sorry, everyone.
But for our first episode, thank you so much for sticking with us if you're still here.
Yeah.
Or if you've jumped ahead, you cheated.
Sorry if you just got kind of like sidetracked on our Pauline Hanson road trip and then you just kind of recame back to here.
Yep.
We do appreciate you sticking with us, guys.
I wanted to leave this till last because I think it's one of the biggest stories that's happened in the last week. It's been building up for a while.
What can be bigger than Pauline Hanson?
And I want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. So, either it was earlier this week or late last week, Andrew Bolt, who is a journalist, and he's on radio. I know that. He published an article in the Herald Sun, talked about saying Muslim migration opens doors to terror. And essentially the article is just talking about how there's a correlation between the population of Muslim people within a society and the number of terrorist attacks that occur within that country. Then on the Today Show on Monday morning, I'm pretty sure it was, Lisa Wilkinson had the Mixed Grill with Today Extra hosts Sonia Kruger and David Campbell, and she talked about the article that Andrew Bolt wrote, and Sonia Kruger gave her opinion on Muslim migration, saying that, tragedies that have happened like Orlando, Nice, that kind of stuff, she wants to feel safe. She wants to be able to go out on Australia Day and celebrate without feeling like, is today going to be the day that they bomb here?
That there should be some kind of unnecessary panic towards.
Yeah, and she got in a lot of heat because then she was asked, "Do you think that Australia should close its borders to Muslim immigrants?" And she said yes. She copped a lot of flack for that.
It's kind of hard though. A lot of people think that that's how it should be, and it's sort of difficult at the moment because we do have a lot of different. I suppose races of refugees that are coming here, and you do feel for them because they are coming from a place where they are in such a horrible situation where they are fleeing their country on these rickety boats, risking their lives to come here for a better life.
Yeah,
and it's kind of hard when you have people like Pauline Hanson, and like the general community, I suppose, the general population of Australia. Sometimes you have a lot of people that are actually incredibly racist.
Yeah.
I think the societies are just they're made. It's totally oppressed. But if you look at their situation in their countries, it's a dictatorship. They're run by the military. It's something completely different, completely unfamiliar to an Australian society. But yeah, it's what you give back to the country. It's what you want to live here. Then it's your responsibility, your effort to go out and just try and look for something, try and find your place amongst the society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's something that should be done. But I do understand that there are people that we found, like was it Andrew Bolt? That lady as well. Yeah.
Now the only thing that I have to say is that at first, my opinion actually changed as I read more into. I actually read the Andrew Bolt article after I heard Sonia Kruger's opinions. I've read many comments on Facebook of people hating on Sonia Kruger, calling her a racist. And I wanted to just say, I feel like Sonia Kruger has the right to give her opinion, just like anybody else in Australia. You can't turn around and say that Sonia's a racist and that she has no right to say these things when you're also commenting on the issue.
It's kind of hard when you have a double standard like that.
Yeah. And I feel like
hypocritical. Yeah, it's just.
And I mean, I was talking with people earlier in the week about this, and we came to the conclusion that she's a high-profile figure, Sonia Kruger. She's been around for a while. She was on Channel 7, with Dancing with the Stars. She's on Channel 9 now with Today Extra. She hosted Big Brother. She's hosting The Voice. So, she's not... she's doing commercials and all that kind of stuff. So she's not unknown. People know Sonia Kruger. And I feel like with her status, and, when I was talking to people, we came to this conclusion that with her status, she has given up her right to essentially say what she wants to say and be exempt from criticism. Being a high-profile figure, you say things, and there's always going to be someone with differing opinions. And with social media, it's so much easier to sit behind a keyboard and to write what you're feeling and just vent and click enter.
Yeah. See, my mum always gave me the advice is that before I ever sent something to someone and it was going to be a little bit more like that's really angry. Mum always told me to write it all down on a piece of paper first. Don't send it to anyone. Don't type it up, and then reread through it when you've calmed down again, and then cut out some of the more hateful bits. But it's hard with social media because everyone's pretty much got their faces glued to their phones.
It is hard.
Their laptops or their iPads.
And especially with such a big issue like this.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Muslim migration, and I think Waleed Ali on the project,
he actually it was a recent speech. He let out his thoughts on the issue. I think it was not just the Pauline Hanson thing, but it was just what's going on. He was talking about this concept of moving from destruction to construction.
Yes, that's the one.
So rather, instead of just
the make positivity viral or something.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of making the violence viral, because you've looked at, there's been so much rioting occurring in Melbourne and all other states across Australia. He just wants to move from the state of what currently is just violence, discrimination,
hysteria.
The fear, and he just wants to move away from that and construct positivity. And although what he actually had a quote, I think it was in the Herald Sun or some other advertisement, and it was strong. It was like to the point of how he felt about it, but it was also letting down the Australian culture as well. So he has a lot of background in terms of that. Although he is supportive of Australian culture and he is an Australian himself,
he just
feels uncomfortable to be in a community of unrest.
I don't blame him. And I have to say that if I was a minority in a country and I was being told pretty much my life that, people like me were committing atrocities, I'd go, but I don't know anyone personally, or I've never heard of anybody.
Yeah. And it's kind of horrible that people just generalize that because you're a Muslim or you're a different race to the person who's making the presupposing.
Yeah.
I think he's the 1% in the issue, and you can't generalize what's going on to just his circumstance.
Yeah.
It needs to be generalized to their community.
To the community.
And their community is so much different to who he is as an individual. He's an academic. He's fantastic. He's great in that sense.
Oh yeah. Well, he's very knowledgeable, and I have a lot of respect for Waleed Ali.
Charitable. He puts a lot of money and effort into different charities.
It's a lot more than most people can say.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So yeah, I mean, look, just final thoughts on the issue. Firstly, I just wanted to ask you, Josh, Andrew Bolt article, I assume you haven't read it.
Haven't read it.
You haven't read it, but just based on the idea of...
fact checker.
Based on...
I haven't been paying attention.
You haven't been paying attention. Just based on...
It's okay, we'll cancel your ticket for the show, it's fine.
Oh, damn, you could have sat next to Hughesy.
That was our first giveaway.
I don't like that.
Oh,
but it was a takeaway now. There was the giveaway, but now it's a takeaway.
But
Got
look,
real deep.
just the premise of the article, the correlation between the number of Muslim people or people who believe in Islam in a country and the number of terror attacks that occur in that country. Do you think that there's any premise to that, or any, I'm trying to think of the right word. Not.
So are we talking about
Is
what
there
happened
any
in
truth
Nice?
to
Is there any truth
What
to it? Do
happened
you
in
think there's any
France?
evidence supporting that? Besides, because I mean, the example that Sonia Kruger used was Japan, where there's a wide population in Japan. A
Yep.
certain demographic of that, or a certain population, is Muslim or people who believe in Islam. And she said that there aren't any terror attacks that we know of in Japan. I mean, there are terror attacks that happen in Japan. They're just not widely advertised.
Yeah.
Unfortunate to some extent, but fortunate as well. It's so hard to say. I think with topics like these,
It's hard to give an opinion without getting some kind of backlash. So please, guys, no backlash.
I really feel that there's this need for imitation. So a person from upbringing is familiar with their families or their cultures,
yes,
ways of living, and I think jihad or whatever that is, the holy war or sense of
the Sharia.
things like that. What happens in the Muslim societies over there is in some way brought back, and there's some discrimination against the Western societies. So what's happened in France, nobody knows the motive. I'm unclear of what the motive is.
I'm
France,
unclear of
I'm
the
unclear what
motive.
happened. I know Orlando there was a homosexuality thing involved there, but
Yeah.
why? This person himself was homosexual,
Yeah,
as I found out. But why? Is he not involved? Is he not really feeling in place?
yeah.
But back to the question, I really think it's got to do with like what was Andrew Bolt's, was he?
Andrew Bolt was essentially saying that just that there's the number of Muslim people that live in a country.
Yeah.
Determines the number of terror attacks
Okay.
that occur in that country. That's essentially what the article is saying and what they were talking about on the Today Show on the Mixed Grill segment.
But it's not just Muslims either. Like, I know in the western suburbs at the moment of Melbourne, there are a lot of
What's crazy? Yeah.
Footscray.
Footscray.
It's crazy.
You love your Footscray.
Love you, Foot's crazy. No, but like in the western suburbs and stuff, I know that the area that we all live in, because we all live pretty close together. There have been like a lot of home invasions. There have been a lot of cars that have been stolen as well. I think there's one specific car that I've driven past for the last couple of months, which is like around near the more well-off area of our estates kind of thing. Where it's like I think it's like a BMW or something, and it's been hit probably about 3 times. Like, sometimes I'll drive past it and the window has been repaired, and then the next day I'll drive back and the window's been smashed and half the console is missing, and there's a panel been ripped off of the car. People have to realize it's not just one specific culture that's doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not just one specific group of people either.
But I think we're so easy to look at a situation
and make accusations.
and
Yeah.
make accusations, and based on previous events. Look, I think the Islamophobia that is highly thanks to 9/11, and
it's become a stereotype.
Yeah.
I think again after that incident, it's just been
There's been
just
like
been hysteria.
widespread panic about the whole thing.
yeah, it's.
But I think what you were talking about, Kyle, like the correlation between how many Muslim people in that particular country and in response to the terrorist attacks, how many terrorist attacks there have been. I don't think that's entirely true.
No, I don't think so either.
I really do not think all Islamic people are radical. It's a perception. It's a perception, but there is also, I feel, what I've learned. I'm going to use uni as a source, but through learning about these cultures and the way that they live, there is this people need to start thinking about, okay, well, these people do believe in a God. They believe in some ideal, so of course that's going to drive their behaviour.
Yeah.
So there's multiple things going on in these countries that we're just unaware of.
Yeah.
I think they're just imitating behaviours. Yeah.
From what they've
From
seen in
their
the
upbringing,
past.
from what they've seen in the past, leaders. And I am feared as an Australian to pretty much be, walking around, whether it be the western suburbs, because I know that this is how they've been brought up.
Yeah.
They're bringing it here because they also have a hate. So there's a clash of hate, basically.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
It's a sensitive topic, and there isn't really an answer to give. Like, there's no way that you can say yes, no, or I have a solution for this, because there
is no solution.
There really is no solution.
We've all kind of just been taught like this specific way, I suppose you could say, in the last couple of generations, and I'm not saying that the damage can't be undone, but it's going to take a long time before any country, any race, any culture is going to be ready to move on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. Anyway, thank you.
We've hit some very hard topics.
We've hit some very hard topics in our first episode.
Oh God, I promise next week's episode is not going to be this intense.
Next week's episode is going to be so much fun.
Oh God.
Firstly, I just want to say, we just from everybody. Well, thank you to Josh for coming and
That's all right, no
for celebrating our first episode with us. Thank you for your banter.
Thank you.
Many
thank yous.
Thank you to everyone who
listening.
For listening. Yes,
yeah.
We really appreciate it. This has been something that we wanted to get off the ground for a while. It's finally happening.
It's taken about a semester to get us here, about 6 months.
But no, thank you very much, everybody, for listening and for liking the Facebook page, following us on SoundCloud, contributing to our surveys on SurveyMonkey, all that kind of stuff. And next week we have a pretty good show. We are gonna hit some more hot topics. The military coup in Turkey.
As long as they're not like incredibly just political topics.
Oops.
Damn it, Kyle.
Oops. We're going to talk about the military coup in Turkey. Obviously, that was stopped, but at what price? What's the aftermath of that? We're also going to be talking about Katy Perry's Rise, her new song with the Rio Olympics, and why she's decided to release it now and not with her album. Also, Comic-Con is next week. Next Wednesday, we are giving you all of your San Diego Comic-Con news, all the new shows being revealed, all of the new, movies, casting stuff, games, everything you want to hear.
Everything cosplay.
Everything cosplay. And it's just going to be so much fun. So, guys, whether it's here on SoundCloud in the comments below, or if it's on our Facebook page on the comments below this video, please share your thoughts and comments with us from this particular episode. We're going to post certain articles on the page for you to read yourself. The Andrew Bolt article we're going to post. The actual a video explaining the Netflix passwords, sharing them could be a crime. We're going to post that. And also an article and video on Marundu Yana versus Pauline Hanson, so you can have your own opinions on that. Also, if you have a hot topic that you want us to discuss here on the show, message it to us on the Banter Podcast Facebook page.
Or you can also create a post as well and use the hashtag the Banter Podcast.
Please do that.
And we will go searching for you and we will find you.
And who knows, we might give you a shout out. Plus, we have got awesome giveaways, and my Ghostbusters review will be on the page at some point later this week. So thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you for joining us. And yeah, make sure you support the Banter Podcast if you like what you heard so far. The hard-hitting topics that we covered today.
Jesus, they were hard.
Yeah, make sure you check out our Facebook for more fun stuff. And I think we might also be looking at making a Snapchat account as well, so that we can, if we have any questions or like cool segments that we come up with and we want your opinion, or you want to send us your opinion really quickly, you can send us in Snapchat and we'll open it live on the air, and then we'll be posting the actual recording a couple of hours later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Please like, comment, follow, and
Share with your friends.
Share with your friends, and we will see you next Wednesday for our Comic-Con rundown
Oh my gosh,
of the
so
last
excited.
week. So thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, guys.